literally next door.
All right, so
Right.
you're on now. Well, not you, but
Yeah.
your...
You should be able to hear.
What's weird is on the live stream it says scheduled for 11:55 a.m. So you've got your timings wrong somewhere. Oh, it's come on now. It's come on. I'll mute up just in case I'm talking over the live stream.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, what's wrong?
They did it before, they'll do it again. Not a question of if, it's a question of when. Give them an inch and they'll take a mile. Remember when they took your face, they took your smile. Never forget, never forgive. Don't you forget how they made you live. They locked you away, you committed no crime. Serving a sentence of a stage pantomime. They fooled you once, well shame on them. But shame on you if you fall again. It's all over when we say no. The world is a stage, don't engage in less show.
Getting an echo, Dave.
We're getting stronger, stronger than before. We're getting stronger, the lion sleeps no more. You hear our voices, hear us roar. We will rise, we will soar. It's all a game, don't let them win. They want your mind, don't let them in. You have the power, it's in your hands. Get up your knees, together we will stand. This is the moment, this is the time. You don't wanna be left behind. The game's almost over, we're reaching the end. The chance is ending, and we will transcend. We're getting stronger, stronger than before. We're getting stronger, the lion sleeps no more. Hear our voices, hear us roar. We will rise, we will soar. See through the veil, the clouds your mind. With the clearest of vision, where once you were blind. A new future dawns, welcome it in. We've waited so long, where have you been? You see through the lights, see past the tricks. The same old story, the same old script. us wrong. We will rise, we will soar.
Okay, I'm not seeing us yet. How's that? Are we there? I think
We see your OBS screen. There you go.
Okay. Well, we've had a few technicals. It's been a while since we did this. So...
I think that went well.
Oh, I've got some feedback coming. Is that from your side?
That'll be from your side. Turn off the tab, the live stream.
We are really
Yeah.
newbies to this malarkey, aren't we?
Yes, mute the live stream or close. Oh no, you need to see the chat, won't you? So just mute that page.
No, we
if you can.
can do the chat on the phone, so that's fine.
Ah, okay.
We don't need to.
All right. Hopefully that's got it sorted.
So hi.
Wow.
Hi there.
Hi there, and hi everyone in the chat. We haven't done a We Gather for
3 months.
3 months.
And it's been 6 months since we gathered in Spain. Wow. It's exactly 6 months.
And in another 6 months' time, we'll be doing it all again, bigger, better.
We're at the halfway point. We're at the equinox between the equinoxes, or between the parties. Wow, that was amazing. And obviously, if you haven't heard that before, that's Alex and the Guru Band pulling out some amazing new content. Really amazing stuff. Someone said in the comments they were getting goosebumps from that, and I resonate with that.
That's the whole point of the 4-3-2 and conscious and defiant lyrics, and just, you know, I don't know, there's a 4-3-2 thing to that. I get that comment all the time, goosebumps. That's what music should be. It should be resonating with you, literally resonating with you.
Yeah, I know I've seen some comments that people have dropped in your chat or whatever that you know, your music has had a profound effect.
It's nice, isn't it? That's how music should be. Music should be having a profound effect on people, but you know how they've bastardized that for so many years. I'm trying to do the polar opposite, you know, in my own little way.
I was thinking about it today, actually, Alex, is that your music is unique in the sense that, you know, I can make some content today that'll kind of just pass by under the bridge, and it'll be gone in months to come, you know, whereas your music is relevant to people as they're, you know, entering the journey of truth seeking and moving through the journey of truth seeking. So it will always have a place, you know, people will always want to share that music to people who are coming onto the journey and who are moving through into the solfeggio and other things. Yeah,
exactly. Because my music has been an evolution of my awakening. So when I first came to the cosmological lies, I put that into an album, and that's, you know, I just put my thoughts into music. It's a great way to communicate. And when I'm angry, then I do a rock album, and people are feeling the same way. They're feeling anxious. They're feeling angry that people are just, you know, complying, and the mass acquiescence is astounding, and people are frustrated with that, so they resonate with that kind of anger as well. And then, you know, I've had father-in-law with jab injuries and things like that, and heard of relationship breakups, and it's hard not to put that into music. So there's something for everyone, because people feel the same way I do. The frustration, they have loved ones that are injured by jabs and things. I just happen to have the gift of being able to put it into music, and people are joining me along on that lovely little journey.
You know, I think it's more than, I mean, obviously you do have a gift. You're an amazing musician, but it's more that you are talking from a place that's beyond just a lyric and some music. And I think that's what people are connecting to. They're connecting to that passion. They're connecting to the guru, right? They're connecting to that guru, which is the wise one. And, you know, you are channeling your message.
Your guru.
Well, I'm channeling me. I'm channeling me.
Well,
that's exactly
exactly. But it's coming through you. And I think that now more than ever, that authenticity and that depth, people are wanting it and seeking it. And I think that's what people are connecting to. It's like that that realness,
connecting and connection.
It's not only therapy for me; it's therapy for people that listen to it, because they realise that there's someone going through it and someone pouring their heart out into a track, and they go, "This guy is articulating musically exactly how I feel."
Yes.
So they emotionally latch onto my emotions and my intent that was put into the song. That's why music is so powerful, and I do believe that's why one of the reasons why they're like, we don't want this guy on the internet, because this stuff can be so powerful and so profound, because people can latch onto it in such a way that it can have profound effects. So I just got this feeling that that's one of the reasons why they've not only just bastardized the music industry, but it's why people like me that have a voice and have the right intent and are doing it for the right reasons. That's the why people like me have this tyrannical boot and this shadow banning and censorship. It's the most frustrating thing, but as we all know, it's pushing me into the real world, hence the gatherings, right?
I was going to say, I think that actually the redirection is maybe necessary at this time, because we know that the online space is going to become a very different space for many reasons. It already has been since you guys first kind of entered into the space, right? You know, the information that you could listen to and was available is completely different now. And now, of course, like we spoke about the other day, you don't even know if the content you're watching is real or not. So I think that the redirection is one that's necessary. And I think it's what an exciting thing, really, that we're sitting here right now.
It's daunting, though, isn't it? It's daunting because it's the world that I've been attached to for so many years, that online space, and now it's throwing me off. I'm not welcome there anymore, and I can't change that. So it's throwing me into this new world of event space and event organizing with real people. And I always embrace change, but it is a daunting change. It's like, I've got to do something completely new again. But I've always done that. Like, I'm going to do a ringtone business. I'm going to get into conspiracy music, or I'm going to have a clothing line or whatever, or I'm going to do children's books. And it's always like, I've never done this before, but I always take the baton and I run with it. And sometimes I stumble and sometimes I fall, but I always pick it up and I always reach the finish line, you know. So it's just another thing, but it is daunting, is my point.
Well, Dev and I actually said the other day, we actually are quite inspirational, because, you know, you are quite good at just kind of going, let's go for it.
Yeah.
And I think that actually everybody at the moment, the invitation to everyone energetically is that we start to step into things that we feel are exciting but yet uncertain. Like, you just got to take the next step and have the faith. And we were saying just before this, we went live, that today is the first day of Aries, the 20th of March, and technically this is the new year, and it's aligning with a whole lot of energies. That means we're kind of in that new year rebirth, let's take action, let's start new, let's go for it kind of feeling.
Plant the seeds, actually. Under a new moon, you plant the seeds, and you know, and new life comes.
I can't wait for them to germinate and to blossom, you know, and shake off the winter. It's been a tough winter for me. It's been actually quite a stressful winter for me. You know, there's been lots of uncertainties, as with everybody, right? I'm not alone in this. So it does feel like I'm just sort of going to shake that off, and we're going to, you know, we're now just germinating and stuff. And I can't wait to see. I'm obviously anxious to see how they germinate and how well they blossom, you know, but the time will tell.
Well, something interesting also from a cosmology point of view is that the last event was at an eclipse. And then what happens at the eclipse is you have 6 months until the next eclipse. And in that 6 months, everything that the eclipsed in, you kind of work with over the 6 months until the next one. And then it eclipses that out. And we've just completed the eclipse. Today, the eclipse window also closed. So it's like all that stuff that we had to do over the last 6 months. And I know for you, it was lots of work with the Guru Band, you know, bringing that all together and creating some new.
We're just getting started. We've got months and months of work. That's daunting. Just musically as well is quite daunting. But I sound like an old man when I'm going, "Oh, it's been a tough winter. I'm glad we saw it through another winter." You know, it's like that, but that's how it feels sometimes.
I think this winter was a big one for I mean, it was for us. That's why the week weather went away, because we just had to.
We had to go into hibernation.
We just had to go into hibernation and conserve the energy for things that were, you know, the top priority. So it was. It was a big one. A lot of completions, a lot of, you know, letting things go, and like a really important time. I mean, I think winter's a really important time anyway, but yeah, it's been a really important time. But yeah, we are.
Yeah. And we wanted to, you know, set it all out for people so that they had a very clear picture of the gathering, the Guru gathering, and the whole of the Spanish summer plan that we've kind of got going together. And I can perhaps just, you know, offer just a quick overview to people that between us, we've curated what is really going to be like 5 days of opportunity to get together. We've got like a get together on a Sunday down at the beach for a little bit of banter and banners and maybe some flyering if people want to, but just a gathering. And then we've got a wraparound event that's sort of like an egg that's going around the chrysalis of the Guru gathering. So on the Monday we would have an intro event at this event space that we've got, which is like a private villa, a large piece of land. We're going to have music, food, and then the following day will be the main event with Alex really pulling out a big show with some DJ action and some other guests I think coming along. And that, as people will know, and you can talk more about this, is right down on the beach, really awesome venue with food, drinks, and a whole day of getting together. And then we're hosting, as part of the gathering, another 2 days at the same venue that we've got, this swimming pool kind of beach, with a like selling. Well, we're going to offer fruit juices and stuff, but we've chosen the event space for a reason, but we'll get into the details. Yeah, we can get into the weeds later, but that's the basic.
But we just wanted to kind of build on last year's extraordinary experience at your home, Alex, and of course, it was so amazing. But to upscale or to offer that to more people, it just wasn't possible to do it at your property again. And between us, this seemed to be a fit for this year, and we'll see how it goes. And of course, hopefully, we'll be able to look and see where maybe we can tweak it again for next year, because there will be a next year. But tell us about the Guru Gathering Day.
Well, that will be on the 22nd of September. Interesting date, as you know. And like you said, it's a beautiful venue, beach. It's meters away from the beach, and it overlooks the Bay of Javia. Javia being known as the Pearl of the Costa Blanca. It's just gorgeous here. And you've got the Mongo Mountain in the background there. It's just, the location is going to be incredible.
Very special.
And this place has a music license, which is a blessing, because trying to find a place where we can make, the kind of noise we want to make, because we now have an invisible drummer as well. I've got a little drummer pedal, so we can create drums. So we can give a more fuller sound. We've got Jasper on bass as well. So now we've got bass and drums. Brings a much fuller sound with harmonies as well. So you can't push that kind of sound through my tiny little PA system. So we needed a bigger venue if we're going to cater for more people. So you do lose that intimacy, but there's going to be some growing pains when you scale up like that. But I think a bigger venue, now you've got a bigger sound, now you've got more of a reaction, now you've got a bigger kind of, a bigger energy, if you like. So that's going to be interesting to see how scalable that is. But the venue is more than equipped for it. It's equipped for a 400 capacity. It doubles up as a nightclub, so I would imagine they've got quite a meaty sound system. So we'll take full advantage of that. Doors open at midday. You'll be greeted by my lovely wife with a clipboard, looking all official, and making sure you're on the guest list. If your name's not down, you're not coming in, kind of thing. And we'll have a free bar for 3 hours, open bar for 3 hours, and tapas will be spread throughout the venue as well, so everybody could get to pick. And so the food is included in the free bar for 3 hours, and then it's paid drinks after that. I would imagine the band goes on around 7 o'clock for an hour and a half. We're going to have special guests in Steve Faulkner, we did a song called "You'll Wake Up Someday." Got a lot of views before the censorship really pounded us. So I think a lot of people are familiar with that song. So it'd be great to do that live. And then the Guru Band will finish off for another half an hour or something. And then after that, we'll have DJ Mark Devlin in the house playing some uplifting soul and house music and 70s, 80s and some disco revival. So it'd be a very good vibe after that. And then God knows what time that will finish. As it's a nightclub, I think it has a very late license. So we'll see what your stamina's like. And then we have sort of the come down, the after party at your gaff. So it's going to be a really eventful week. I can't wait.
It's going to be a massive week, and no doubt that's going to be, the work that you put in, because like last year was incredible, and I thought when we were talking about doing another event, you could just bring the same songs and kind of maybe play a few more off of your playlist, but you've gone to the trouble of now fantastically building a little band around you, new content, it's stuff that people won't have heard before. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and it'll be awesome to be part of that. I had a question about the bar, just curiously, what the hours of the free bar part of it? Would I have to be there from 12 to get the 3 hours, or is it kick off later than 12?
I think it's upon opening, but I guess I can talk to the venue and say, can we have a free bar from 1 till 4, maybe? I don't know. I think it's basically they've given me the protocol of you get greeted with drinks upon arrival. Sort of the carver's got sort of welcome drink or whatever. So I guess people will be supping on those for the first hour. So I might be able to say to them, well, can the bar start at 1? And we do it instead of 12 till 3, we do it 1 till 4. I mean, these are just little tweaks that
because otherwise, because not everyone can get in exactly at 12 o'clock. And if I've come there for 3
they must. It's that simple. They must turn up at 12 o'clock. If you snooze, you lose. It's simple as that.
Well, I mean, I won't be snoozing or losing. I'll be snoozing and in the corner if I do 3 hours of drinking myself personally.
Yeah, you can have my 3 hours, but. Okay, that's awesome. And then, so when Alex put this pin in the calendar, which was a real kind of like fire starter, it was like, okay, so how do we make the whole week like we did last year? Last year we were able to like engineer a few days either side for some people, but we felt like we could have done more. And obviously having 2 days at your place was ace. So we thought, well, if we had like an intro day or a get-together day before your event, people could hang out, get to know each other. An icebreaker, a little bit like the curry we went to last year, and sort of on the beach as we did. So we thought we'll do that, and then 2 really good days of, because a lot of people will have come into Spain for the week. It's quite a trip. They're not going to come in really for 1 day, 2 days, make a 5-day trip of it or whatever. So we thought we would try and encompass that. And people loved the connection with others, the gathering together with others.
Well, and our thing that we bring is we like to host. So we really enjoy the hosting part. So this is where our kind of strength comes in, that we like to, we like to have people around and give them a meal and just have everybody kind of.
Yeah, it's actually good working together like that, because I can't stand doing that part of it. That's why I got a venue to cater for us. And I don't have to clear up. I don't have to worry about the food, and they all take care of everything. But you seem to like doing that, so you can take that back.
And we've also already got a team. We've got a team together this time. So because. Same with you. If you're gonna push it up a level, then it needs more hands on deck. So
I mean, I have to think like that, because I mean, just preparing for the last one, which was about 70, 80 people, not only just preparing but clearing up afterwards took days. So thank God I don't have to do that this time.
Can we just talk a little bit about our venue? Because I think that there has been having the 2 separate events has kind of created a little bit of confusion for people, I think. And, that's something that we'll look at for the following year, right? So how it can be slightly more cohesive. But there's definitely synergy between the 2, because we felt like you're going to have this big day and then to sort of have something more like from a chill to chill.
Oh, nice.
You can just kind of it can be a little mellow. That's the kind of vibe we want to have. Our intention is really connection and community. That's what we want to bring people. And we know that was a really important aspect of last year.
That your place was private, that
Yes.
it gave us a certain comfort to be in private space. And
Yeah.
so we felt like
they've got the best of both worlds, right? So we did hit a snag because, which Alex will know, is that, having any events in Javier, because there's density of properties and, it being a tourist area, when they've had in the past, there's been people who have used villas for parties, and then, that's annoyed the neighbors. So we got a lot of pushback when it came to actually getting an event space. So, but it just I just kept on looking, and this property just popped up. Now it's not in.
This is hundreds of hours of looking, by the way. So to find it
and
was
lots
amazing.
of emails and lots of pushbacks and lots of no's, and and obviously the location was important because we have seen some good properties, but further out, and we understand that starts to get complicated because of transport and accommodation, etc. So we're hoping that the place we've chosen is, although it's sort of 10 k's inland, that it's not going to mean a whole lot of traveling for people, but it's rural. And so therefore it's got very few properties around it, and it means we've got a lot of space. So that meant that we could have more people there, although it will still be limited. We can't do the 400 capacity. It's just not possible.
Not in this model anyway.
No, so the spaces will be limited, but obviously we're just going to sort of see how we go, and then we'll
what would happen in the instance that somebody comes to the main event and hadn't heard of your event, and they go, "Oh shit, I will come tomorrow, but I'm leaving on the Thursday," and they want to pay for just one day? Would that be an option, or for 2 days? Or
what we've said is we want to do it on a person by person basis rather, because actually the 3-day event price is really not a lot of money. It's £144 at the moment, early bird, and for 3 days.
And we'll be feeding people
I totally get that. But what if people turn up on the Tuesday and
I think we have to be a little bit flat, because it would suck really to say to someone, listen, you've come all this way, and we're not going to let you in for one day. Our issue is that we don't want to get to the day of the event and then 20 people turn up and you're like, I have to cater for 20 people that I never planned
we're going to have numbers,
for example, 20 extra people. So catering is a factor for us, and obviously to a certain limit of what is comfortable in terms of the property, which might be 100, it might be 120, and we'll be able to be. I think we need to be able to offer that flexibility. I don't want to be like
we would definitely offer that flexibility,
but we aren't. I know for sure that that there might come a point where we have to say we can't take more people on, but you want to take on a case by
I mean,
case,
the catering part for me is the biggest one, because if you've only catered for, obviously we'll always have a buffer, but if you only cater for a certain amount of people and then you've got loads more, then that becomes a problem.
It's really hard to gauge how much you're going to need, and that was one of the things with the gathering that I had. How much beer am I going to need? How many burgers? I mean, it's that, and you don't want to buy too much, because then you're left with this surplus and this waste, and you don't want to have not enough, because there's going to be someone that says, I paid and I didn't get a burger. So it's really tough.
So I think this is the whole point of these promos, right? Is so that people start to become aware of your day and the wraparound, so that they can one, get the early bird price, and two, that they can start to plan and think, well, do I want to go? And of course there'll be people who arrive and go, I haven't got that ticket, I still want to go. I think what we want to encourage people to do is one, if there is people that want the one day, to contact us. I want to ask people to consider that the 3-day is still worth buying, even if you only came for the one day. But that obviously we would consider each person's sort of request, but also that we don't really want to do tickets at the door, because I don't want someone to have to stand there and have to do a money exchange. So, it would still be buying the ticket online. But if there's anybody that's got any questions around that, then they must just get in touch with us, and we'll try our best.
Yeah, what we've done with, because it's a private thing, we asked people to, when they were buying a ticket, to basically agree to our PMA, like a little private members association agreement of, conduct, so that everybody's kind of on the same page. So that's partly why we want people to kind of buy their ticket online. So we've got that, and of course we're not flying in, but we're driving in a whole lot of musical kit, like a whole, all the speakers and a van full of kit that our friends who are longtime truth seekers, they call themselves Evil Seagulls. They're also a band, 4-piece band. So they're going to be sort of offering a musical ensemble on the second 2 days after your event, the 2 days after your event. But we've also invited one or two other people, names to be agreed later on, to offer something, throw their thing in the hat. And who knows, we might even, get a session or half an hour out of the Guru band, who feel like all excited. So we'll see.
I think that's a definite probably possibility, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, yes.
I mean, we had, what people
awesome.
won't know is, but last year we had a few events or a few gatherings after your event. And one of them was a little bit of a hosting of a party for Martin Leaker, Flat Earth British, it was his birthday. And there was a classic moment. Franz had pulled out his guitar, and you were going,
my fake Spanish, yeah.
And it was, and it was like, and I'm hoping what our intention is not to have nothing too fixed on these days, but more like that it's a bit of organic flow with people having the opportunity to have a little tinkle and a little plinkle. We're going to have a little, in one of the areas, it's a large space. So in one of the areas we'll maybe offer for a few hours people to go and listen to a talk circle. Maybe I see Mike in the chat. Maybe someone like Mike and one or two other people might be willing to give up half an hour, 45 minutes just to have a little talk circle on something, rather than like it's full-on presentation, everyone's saying.
Well, hold on, well, this is Mike we're talking about. You need to allocate him from 4 to 8 hours for Mike. So you can... Hello, Mike. Hey, mate.
Well, I remember last year there were a couple of people that fed back that they would have kind of liked the talk thing, and I know your venue wasn't quite set up for that. So, this venue has got just
it's perfect.
Little areas.
Absolutely perfect.
If there are people that want to go, and those will probably be timed, because obviously you want to know that Mike's going to be down there for 4 hours at a certain time. But so there's that. But we also, as an add-on, before the event starts, we're considering offering a few sort of well-being sessions, so a breath work, and that's will be optional. That won't be, you have to come to that. That'll be before the doors open. There'll just be as part of our... We're just trying to offer people a full experience of whatever kind of resonates with you, and really just what we want is people to leave just feeling like their cup has been filled.
We'd certainly like to offer a jam session of sorts. I mean, I've got all my percussive stuff as well, so we could bring the acoustic. I could even bring my little PA system that we had in the house here last year, and we could sort of tailor some basic songs with basic chords where we can't really go wrong, and invite people up just to jam and stuff, and try and make it as organic as possible, not forced. But we'll have at least a basic structure that we can go, right, okay, we've got a few songs, and even if we did like half a dozen songs, it'd be cool as fuck.
That's amazing. We have also got a DJ that will be also playing a set or two.
Hopefully we'll have a little bit of DJ. So I've got this idea, like we've got this 50 square meter swimming pool, right? And people hanging around, chatting like they were last year, all in groups here, groups over there, all doing their own thing. And then you've got some like Ibiza chill or whatever's appropriate, like music going on. So people are enjoying the afternoon and the sun and what have you. And then later on, maybe some live stuff. But it's going to be very much like, taking some of the best parts, aside from the musical offering, but taking some of the best parts of your gathering last year and bringing that into this space. And we hope, as I say, 100 people, maybe a little more. It'll make a really awesome kind of padding to, the event that.
Yeah, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. So you get the intimacy of your villa, and you get those, private little areas where people can back away from the music if they want it, and have their conversations and a little smoke and have a little dip in the pool and blah blah blah. Yeah. So there's that intimacy there, and then you've got this big thing that's going on, like with a big sound system, and I think those two couple really nice. It's a shame we couldn't find an event space that could do all of that in one, but that's like it's gold dust.
This is. We're building, aren't we? So let's see that could actually.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, then it would be less complicated for people to understand, because people need to understand there's a reason why it's done in two separate places like this. But if we could only find one venue that could.
It was actually really difficult. Just on that point, I think there has been some confusion that what we're offering is like a live-in retreat space. And that's not possible either. It's so difficult to get venue size, location, all of that. It's just not possible. So accommodation is offsite, and the individual's responsibility, or whatever they choose. Now we get that it's actually Javier is an amazing place, and it comes with a price tag. It's one of the nice things, but the difficult things if you.
Yeah.
And so what we did last year is that worked quite well. Was we had 2 properties offsite that we shared, and we were going to offer that again. Obviously limited spaces, but just an opportunity for some people to share, because then the week cost is less. So I just wanted to clear that up, because I think some people thought that the venue that we had was going to be accommodation too, and it unfortunately can't be. We just can't get that size property.
Yeah. I mean, as long as people get accommodation in Javier, they know where your location is, they know where my location is, and they have the ability to phone a taxi to get from one place to the other, which is really not hard because they all speak English, the taxi firms here. Shouldn't be a problem if you know how to work the internet. It shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have been talking to a friend of ours who is a taxi driver here, who is also a DJ, about offering a limited number of hours of bringing people from the beach, because most people I expect will probably take accommodation near the water. And we're just 10 minutes or so from the water. And I guess I was thinking about using him to shuttle people for a few hours, maybe offer that as people could sort of pay him, and then that would cover the cost of him renting the vehicle, kind of thing. We had considered doing that. We can gauge the interest on that,
but we also can't guide people on properties that are close to ours, because the property we've chosen doesn't have that kind of accommodation right next to it. So we encourage people to choose somewhere that you're going to enjoy the whole week, and then for the days the events are on, then find transport to get you there.
And I feel like when people are leaving the event space, they will be able to share taxis into town, if it grows groups.
The same as they did last year at your event.
Place.
Everybody.
I was actually surprised. Nobody came up to me and said, "How the hell do I get home? I don't know where I am." I just put a taxi number on the wall on a couple of places, and everybody found their way out of there. And it was absolutely people are capable of just going, "I'll find my way. It's not a problem."
Yes, and then then there's also that uncomfortable conversation about the ticket price, which some people have been a little bit upset about, that it's maybe not achievable for everyone. And of course, for both of us, there's an awful lot of energy that has to go into planning these events, not only from your musical side, but just all the marketing and the ticket sales and and just all the this and that. So
unfortunately, food and drink and venue hire doesn't come free.
Yes.
So at my party at my place, yes, it was free, and I paid for all the food and all the drink, and I'm still in the hole for that. So things cost money.
Yes.
It's really that simple. I don't know how people could
But we
say,
have
you know,
actually, having looked at other events, we have, it actually isn't pitched unreasonably. So I understand that it means that some people just, it's not possible. And I hope that you.
Yeah, and like I said before, we shouldn't be trying to justify what we're offering here. Like, we shouldn't be saying. I know it's very tempting to do it, but it's very tempting to say, well, you'd spend 50 quid on extra hand luggage, and then you go to the airport and you buy some drinks and food, and there's another 50 quid. And before you know, why wouldn't you spend 100 quid on this when it's a whole day and blah blah blah? And you get all this in it. We shouldn't be justifying it like that. I know it's really tempting, but it is.
I paid 100 quid for a tank of fuel the other day.
Right. Do you know what I mean? You've got to put things into perspective here.
Yes, I think also, that's why we have given that you can pay it off, or it's in 6 months' time, so you've got time. Or if that really doesn't work for people, that there's definitely going to be an event in 2027, and that you set your sights on that.
I can think of so many analogies where like people would go out for a meal and spend 1,800 quid for a meal out and stuff like that. And there's so many analogies that you could parallel with and say, well, look, this is what you're getting. It's a beachside venue.
There's an event, an inaugural event that actually Mike is talking at in Scotland. I think it's in a castle in Scotland. I've forgotten what the name of the event is. So we just went to go and look at the prices, and they're doing, just for the 2 days to go and listen to the talks. It's what did I say it was? It's 160. Just that's not accommodation, that's not food, that's not drink, that's not anything else. That's just
attendance.
The ticket.
Yeah.
So I think that it's comparable.
I think we're priced really, really well, and anybody that pisses and moans and says I can't afford it, or I don't know what to say. I don't know how.
We just want to. I just wanted to say that, because I know obviously it is like the elephant in the room, and
Shouldn't be though, should it? It shouldn't be. We shouldn't be having to justify, having to, go, well, you get it. This is what. Go look at all the other events,
No, but I think this is a long-standing difficulty. I think when it came to Flattoberfest, this was something that was also present for the organisers. So
yeah, because this community is like is kind of. I've got to be careful with my words.
Stereotype the whole community, but I do understand.
Can I say what I think? I think that we're all moving through our money blocks. We all have that money story. I mean, goodness me,
many of us,
Dave and I certainly do, and and that's completely understandable. That's the whole point, right? That's how you end up living in a slave system, because you believe that you're not worthy, and that the only way you're going to. And hey, I get it, that this is the system we have to work in, and I know some people feel like there's no choice. I have a very different perspective on that, which I won't go into now. But
it pisses me off that I have to be made feel guilty about charging for my services. That's where we are.
Thing for you to think about, because you don't need to take that guilt on. If you feel comfortable with bringing this to the market for this price, then I would say that that's reasonable. And as Andrea said, there's other events, they don't have such amazing music, but that'll charge more.
Yeah, I think this is way more. This is way more an opportunity for us all to kind of look at, if we can't afford something, what comes up for us around that, whether it be around money or.
Well, there was those people saying that you weren't a bloke. What are you? Oh, how dare they? Well, right? When you know that I'm a bloke, and I don't give a shit what you think. Me and my wife, we know what's what.
You do have to kind of take that stance, I think. Yeah, you're right.
And
I'm sure Obama said
and
that
it's a bit
about
like
Michelle.
that. And I think I think maybe because we're.
But thanks for bringing that up, mate. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
But yeah, Michael. But this. I think you've also given away a lot of your content over the time. You put so much energy in. You know what I mean. So that there's that you've changed direction and there's now the opportunity to bring something back in. It's going to maybe feel a little bit squeaky bum time as well.
I think what's important too is that we're in a time now where if we're going to really step into our power, we have to
recognize our worth. I know exactly where you're going.
And also have boundaries. And boundaries for me are, I can't take on your stuff. I can't take on your stuff. So I can care, but I can't carry it. And so I think that's an important thing that we're kind of moving through. I mean, that's very Aries. Aries is like, it's sovereignty. And sovereignty for me is choice, and it's boundaries, and it's self.
So because I'm Virgo, I feel like, it is unfortunate that, the world is like it is. And some of us have, ended up with unable to kind of do some of the things that we really want to do.
I know, but life is curating, right?
But it's
life
also
is curating us. Every situation like this is an opportunity, and some of it sucks, right? It's like, this is not meant to be like some easy ride, right? It's going to suck and it's going to feel uncomfortable. And I just hope for everyone that, ever wants to be there will
manifest.
We'll find that way, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And if not, there will be other events. So
if anyone has any questions, by the way, I'd encourage them to put it in the chat, and maybe we can address them.
Yes,
just if we can get a how's our audio, by the way, we would like to know. That'd be nice.
Well, I'm hoping
hi,
it's
Jasper.
good.
I see you.
Hey, Jasper, what's going on, man? We miss you already. Get the hell back to Spain, man.
So, Alex, you'll know this better than me. The airports that people will be flying into would be Alicante or Valencia, but it's generally people do the Alicante one as if I'm not mistaken.
There are shuttle buses from both. I would recommend Benny Connect.
Yes,
as a shuttle. Go to bennyconnect.com, I think it is. You have to book it 48 hours in advance, but they'll have your name there. You walk on and there might be a couple of drop-off points before you get to Javier. But just sit on the bus, relax, enjoy the scenery, and that will take you into Javier for like 28 euros. It's like 25 quid. It's better than paying 150 for a taxi or whatever. But there are shuttle services. Yeah.
So that would be a question that some people have. Did I have anything else on here? But for me, if there's questions, then
Kaufman didn't pay me last year. Taxi service.
He owed you some Sheila Jit, man.
Oh yeah, he said he was going to give me some of that. I think he just slipped his mind. But Weiss was kind enough to give me a decent tip.
You can always rely on Weiss. Yeah. He's not your typical Jew, is he, Weiss?
Well, it's good to hear that he and his wife will be there this year.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, his wife and my missus, they get on very, very well. So that'll be great. Yeah. And they're staying at my place as well. So it's just going to be just loud all week. It's going to be Weiss energy, which I'm looking forward to actually.
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get flushed away. I just as Jasper's there, I think you guys are making amazing music, and
thanks, man.
I haven't seen Franz.
And it's all happened really organically as well, which I like. It's not like I put an ad in the newspaper saying bass player wanted. He just got up one night, started playing bass, and we're like, cool. Hey,
but your event had to happen because he came there and was obviously inspired, and there was that.
That's why I picked up the bass, I think, after playing with you that night.
So it's great, and the meeting Franz was really, really serendipitous. It was just, I mean, who's moving the chess pieces to make that happen? And it's all happened, like I say, organically, and we're working together now, and Jasper's looking at buying a place here, and the sooner he moves here, the better. And because the 2 months that he was here, we were just banging out the songs and writing and being creative and bouncing off each other, and just like there's loads of content poured out of us. And I think if we're in the same area, expect more of the same. And then this band's going to happen. It just gets bigger and bigger. And who knows, one day down the road, we might actually make a drummer, an actual real drummer, instead of my invisible one that I hide in my pedal. So we might, start to, be this thing. So we have looked at each other in the studio going, there's something happening here. There's something beautiful happening. I can't quite put my finger on it, but no one's really doing this kind of conscious, unplugged, nice sound. And, we're not shouting anger anymore. We're just, delivering conscious messages in a nice, peaceful, unplugged way. And it's a lovely thing. So, watch this space, because it is growing into something, but I just love how organic it all is,
Well, I think that's another thing that came from the event, right? That the opportunity to meet people in person and make connections with people. And hopefully that will be repeated this year. We'll have some new faces joining us. I know that we've already got some old faces that have already bought their ticket, who are super excited. Every day I'm getting a couple of emails.
The cult is growing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we're excited. Obviously, there are things that we've got to get in place, but we have the time. And yeah, we just want to encourage people that, one, if you have questions, to pop an email to us, but also buy your ticket. It's early bird. You won't regret it.
Don't leave it to the last minute.
No.
Hi, Sue. And I wanted to say, I see Lloyd Bolton. Is that the same Lloyd that brought that meat to your party?
We hung out together. We hung out together today with Mike. We had a little lunch, and
is that
we went to a little.
Okay.
He came up to. He's probably just arrived at home. He's probably been in the car for 4 hours.
He messaged me actually just a little while ago. I'll have to attend to that, Lloyd. Because we're, in terms of the catering from our end, we really want people to come away from our wraparound gathering with a sense that they've been well taken care of. And we didn't want to kind of put too much pressure on ourselves or the price point. That's why we went for like a bring your own alcohol thing. So we're not kind of, people can save a little bit and bring their own special cognac or whatever.
You read my mind.
We'll have like a little bit of, but we really want the food to be, memorable as well.
That's my love language. Love language is feeding.
Well, every time you've put, the pre-gatherings and the post-gatherings, and your spreads were incredible.
Yeah,
so
so we're looking at ideas that can mean that it's an easier experience, but also that people will feel like they've been well fed, which, by the way, for anybody who's wondering, the meal will be like an early evening meal. We will have snacks from the time the door opens, but don't come super hungry and expect the meal to be...
Yeah, don't come for lunch, but we'll have snacks through the day, and then at 4 o'clock or so.
So have some breakfast before you go around there, basically.
Yeah, a late Spanish breakfast. And then open the doors.
So is the chat... in this chat or on their own chat, what are they feeling about? I should ask them, shouldn't I? How are the people in the chat feeling about the event, and who's wanting to come, can't come, is thinking about it? Be interesting to know.
Yeah.
Who's kind of
in
that vibe?
Yeah. Book a accommodation in the area and get to. I think. Tim Foster says, Alex, the cost is irrelevant. You will be worth it.
Yes.
Very kind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Just to talk about the accommodation.
And the Loft Project is looking forward to seeing us all again.
Hey, why am I?
The accommodation, if you are coming with friends, like, sort of sharing the cost doesn't work out too bad, actually. But what I would say is try and get in there ASAP. You can reserve properties quite easily, and because the good ones
Booking.com.
On Booking.com and other websites, and if you don't know where those are, I can direct you. I've got a whole list of some that are potentials that are sort of sitting at the 300 for the week for a room, which
is great. Yeah,
which 300 to 400. So because to get a place on your own or a hotel room, it's going to be more than that. But I think the sooner you can do that, the better, really.
All right, if you don't mind. Sorry, I've got a dog here. Yeah, that's that. I mean, my thoughts are that, it would make sense to kind of accommodate yourself nearer the water and then just run inland.
Yeah, the people really enjoyed the whole experience last year, didn't they, Alex? The whole obviously the gathering, the Guru gathering was amazing, but there were opportunities for beach time, and we were bumping to people on the beach and in the bars and in the
We took over. We were everywhere, weren't we?
Yes.
I would walk into the old town and there would be Dawn Lester going, "Hi, Alex." "Oh, hey again." And then you'd have having lunch with someone. And, just the day before the gathering, I was just having a drink with my mate Ben and James, who's in the chat. And I was just with James, first of all, when I went, "That's fucking Andy Kaufman walking down the block." It's like, and we ended up having a couple of drinks together. It's just like that. You're just bumping into people. And then Martin Lidker shows up and Weiss, and you're like, this is just weird.
I think that was one of our motivations to bring the wrap around that main event, is because people really enjoyed that opportunity to just
this is the thing. This is the thing. I mean, we live, because flat earthers are kind of fragmented around, and these truths are fragmented around the place. The opportunity to come together and bring that energy together is unique. And it was
the area really helps. I think that's one of the reasons I put like a tourist video included in the download when you purchase your ticket, so you can see the magnificence of this area, and that's a draw. It's not just you're not just coming to gather. Yeah. That's very, very important. But look where you are. Also, take a look around. Look at the landscape. Look at this beautiful place. So the area is a huge
pull. The mountain. It is a special place. This will be our fourth year in Javier, and we really look forward to it. Zizi looks forward to seeing Shelley.
Great. Oh, hello. What am I, chop liver? Hello. I don't think he's ready for me. I'm a bit loud. I'm making his face, I think.
It's just such an amazing place, and there's just so much to see and do. And of course, there's the opportunity to just meet people. It was just such an awesome experience. And I think pretty much everyone I spoke to at the end said this was just the most amazing experience. And they were sort of afterwards still on that vibe, and then obviously we had to get back to reality and go into winter in the UK or wherever you were coming from. So that kind of meant that came to an end. But now that we can say, well, no, it can happen again, that's like super exciting.
It gives a lot of people something to look forward to.
Yeah, and I hope that actually even than I mean,
it's a big shoe to fill, but
it is a big shoe to fill. But so much more, hopefully this time.
Run Boston Bear all the way over in Texas really wants to come, and we would love to see you, JT.
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
You could come out. But that's why we kind of made it into essentially 5 days. If you take our little preamble day, on the beach, some flat earth frisbee, and some banners and what have you, and people just come and gather together.
Dave Weiss won't let you play frisbee. If Dave Weiss is there, he'll be wanting to do activism. Yeah,
no frisbee, just activism. Anyway, hey
Dave, put the frisbee down, man.
So that being like the intro day, and then like another 4 days, you'll really have friends. You'll know people well by the end of that, and people have gained from connecting last time, right? Including yourself. Yeah. But people have gained, and I think that we will all gain from another such thing. So for me, it's got to happen.
Well, the energy that we're in at the moment, the Aquarius energy, it is community. People are going to feel it strongly, and so they're going to be seeking it out. And you're seeing all these other sort of truth communities doing that. And in fact, interestingly, a lot of them are pulling away from online, and
they want real connection,
forming sort of in-house experiences, because you don't really want to be hanging around Big Brother too much anymore. So. But yeah, I think that it's definitely something that we're all going to be seeking, opportunity to network, an opportunity to connect with people, an opportunity to fill your cup and feel good. So yeah.
It's a beautiful thing we're creating.
Yeah, very exciting thing. And we're really excited about the musical offering that we're going to be treated to this year. And, excited for what might come beyond that, for sure.
Yeah, something is being birthed and we don't know how it will end up looking. But
well, something has been birthed last year, but now we're in the labour pains of the second birth.
Yeah, totally.
And something will be birthed again, but this one will be bigger, a big fat ass baby.
We don't know what the baby looks like yet, but we had an idea, but yes.
Well, whatever it'll be, it's sure.
Yes.
It'll be beautiful.
Awesome. Was there any other questions or anything else that we wanted to cover?
I wrote a few things down, but I think we've covered pretty much everything. Of course, if people have got questions, they just need to ask. And
my email, if anybody wants it, is conspiracymusicguru@gmail.com. Send me any questions. Happy to answer.
Yeah, and ours is lovetruthsovereignty@gmail.com.
And we've got the links to
They're in the description.
The description, which, just so we're clear, there's really two events being presented here as one 4-day thing. And Alex's event is at the center of that. It's a ticketed event. And then our wraparound event is also ticketed. And it's the 3 days either side of the 22nd, which is
they're connected, but they're separate because obviously there's
different venues, different management structure.
Yes.
Yeah,
different experience, which actually is really awesome, isn't it? Because you're going to get such a varied experience.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we could leave it there unless anyone's got.
No, I think that's a good place to leave it.
We covered it. Yeah, we were quite succinct, I think.
We'll pop in again, and talk about it again sometime.
Well, maybe we should do once a month, and just keep reminding people that this thing is happening, and we can let people know of the not just the growing pains, but because there's more that's going to develop. We can let people know the developments as well.
Yes,
So stay tuned, people. Stay tuned.
Exactly. We'll have confirmation of a few things that are still. Waiting to be clarified, so we'll be able to update people on that.
Sharpen the pencil. And Martin Leaker has invited us to come and have a chat on his channel.
Ah, fantastic! That'd be great. Yeah, much love, Martin. Cheers, mate. That's very much appreciated.
Yeah, I think he's in Spain right now, actually. But he's on his way. Yeah, on his way back to England very soon. He said, and once he's back, he'll have us on for a chat.
Great, that would be great fun. Weiss also has invited us on as well. We just got to find a mutually convenient time for that.
I think the Spanish bug really
bit him
and
Cheryl.
Well, it bit me quite hard. I moved here,
so never left.
yes. So there's a reason why I moved to Javier. It's just
I think it's so that you could birth these events.
Maybe it was meant to be. Yeah.
And forever hasn't been to Javier, you will not regret it. It is amazing.
Yeah, and it's quite a convenient hop if you're coming from England, over there. It's a short flight and an hour or so.
Not for the guy that was, there was a guy in one of your comment sections that it was going to cost $10,000 or something, but he was flying from, I've forgotten where he was flying from in the US. But it was going to cost him $10,000.
Yeah, and I was like, "Is that a private jet, dude? It should be like $7."
You're probably better off getting a private jet, actually.
Yeah, no, I think he was on the wrong website. Personally, there's no way it's $10,000.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, was there anyone who wanted to say? Oh, hi, Sandra. A couple of people coming in. Squirrel Sniper. He's been coming up with some interesting stuff. Good to have you on sometime, my friend. Alex, awesome. Well, please say hello to Shelley.
I will do. She'll be back tomorrow. She's been away for 2 weeks, and the washing up is piling up. The laundry basket is overflowing. I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do.
Well, she's had good weather because it's been sunny here, believe it or not. So.
Oh, right, nice.
Yeah,
I expect a tan.
Well,
not that much sun.
not that sunny.
Yeah. Although I did manage to get all my threads off the other day. I'm staying on a property that has a lot of private space, so I was able to sun myself. It's very good for you, apparently.
Nice,
Vitamin D.
nice.
Yeah.
Right, well, thanks for your time, and we will
welcome,
reconvene when we've got something to say, I guess.
Yes. Thank you very much, and buy your tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go book your ticket. And you'll have
Do it now. Do it now.
How many people said last time this was the weekend of their life? So
and how many people were bummed that they didn't go?
There you go.
So, buy your tickets.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Lots of love.
Ciao. Much love, everyone.
I need to end it here somewhere.